So what you want to do on these dates is, yes, you want to be respectful, but you also want to be sexual. So I would call this being respectfully sexual. Being respectfully sexual. You can be kind of gimmicky and funny in doing so. So a really good way to get respectfully sexual is, instead of being pushy and like gropey and weird and creepy and cringy, maybe you make some funny jokes and you kind of test the waters. Maybe you make sort of subtle flirtatious jokes and you test the waters. Here's a great example of this. Last weekend I was having a party and I am throughout the night pulling girls from my room, obviously being respectfully sexual. And if a girl's not down, I back the fuck off. I let them know, obviously I like you, I'm attracted to you, I'm gonna make moves on you because you're in my house, you're in my room, I think you're attractive. But you don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with. I always tell them, you don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with. Now, I would say 3 or 4 girls I pulled in my room just weren't down. There was this one girl, her name was Georgia. Put her in my room, she wasn't down. I started giving her a massage. She was comfortable with it. She was comfortable. She loved the massage. She wanted it, right? And then I busted out the vibrator and she was comfortable with it. She liked it. I was using it on her back. And the moment I start bringing it in her butt, she's like, Justin, I'm not down. I'm like, hey, sorry I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I like you. You're amazing. Let's be best friends. You can come to all my parties. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable. I'm respectfully sexual. And even in that case, I was like, fuck, maybe that was a little bit of social uncalibration. But she was totally cool, right? But then I'm talking to her best friend, right, Natalie, and I literally say it to Natalie. I made a joke. I'm like, I'm trying to lose my virginity tonight. I think I more so was like, I'm trying to lose my virginity tonight. And she was like, I'm down. And I'm like, oh, like, you're DTF? Like, you're down to fuck? Let's go, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm down. I literally grabbed her hand, took her straight to my room, and we had sex. And she was pretty much telling me, I'm so glad we had sex because you're like Jordan Belfort. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Jordan Belfort? She's like, yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street. You're Jordan Belfort. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, sure. It was very strange. But the girl wasn't down, but her friend was, right? And it's because I was respectfully sexual. I was sexual in a way that's kind of funny, kind of flirtatious, kind of gimmicky, putting my intent out there, backing the fuck off. If I sense in her communication, in her pillars of communication, in her 4 pillars of communication, I back the fuck off. If I could sense she's uncomfortable or just isn't down or at all, like I just back the fuck off and use tons of statements of empathy. Say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I respect you. We don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Obviously, you're attractive. I like you, but like, hey, we don't have to do anything. I'm sorry, let's be best friends. I'll even like friend zone myself. Be like, let's just be best friends. You can introduce me to your hot girlfriends. I'll say things like that. So you want to be respectfully sexual. And a good way to do it is making a lot of jokes, testing the waters, being friendly, but also being a little bit sexual. But again, use this with care and caution. Use this with care and caution. You don't want to become the creepy guy hitting all the girls. You don't want to become the creepy guy being overly sexual when it's not a place to be sexual, or hitting on your coworkers, or being this weird fucking dude, who's being sexual in situations where you shouldn't be, right? Because that's social uncalibration. That's socially uncalibrated, and that's delusional. You're gonna get yourself in trouble, and you're gonna have problems, right? You're gonna have problems. You gotta be consensual and respectful, even in your sexual humor and sexual communication. Right, so be respectfully sexual, especially when the girl likes it. Then you can kind of add more. If you can see she doesn't like it, just stop. Okay? It's pretty much the gist of it.